Alrighty, welcome everyone to another episode of the Killer Kaiju podcast. Today we are delightfully bringing to you another bonus episode, and not so delightfully bringing to you this Friday the 13th film.
Fuck you. It's not that bad.
So this is Friday the 13th, part 5, A New Beginning. It's not that bad. It's actually got a lot of great things to it. It's just not a personal love of mine. That's all. Me and Josh feel very divided on this film, so this should be a pretty fun commentary to listen to. Obviously, guys, it's Lucas and Josh as always.
Hi, hello.
The huge. So yeah, we're on the 5th entry in the franchise. Obviously, the last one was called The Final Chapter. Yet here we are. It's good though. I mean, it's we'll start the movie. We'll get into it. We'll talk about it. As always, folks, if this is your first time on the podcast, if it is, I'm so sorry. We do a commentary / podcast, so you can either listen to it as a podcast, just hear our ramblings, facts, and review of the film as we go through it. If you own the movie, which we are watching the uncut version from the collection, so North American, obviously. So all the versions are pretty similar, though. Like, you should probably line up all right. You can either watch along with the timestamp we provide if you're watching this on YouTube, or if not, we'll do a countdown before hitting play, and we are at the start of the movie. So when that happens, you can play your movie and watch along with us. As always with the Friday movies, spoiler alerts are now given. Me and Josh have seen these movies. Usually with our podcasts, one of us has seen the movie, one of us hasn't. That's how we roll. But with
I'm gonna try my best.
We've seen them.
I'm literally gonna try my best not to spoil it on this one.
I'm gonna spoil it right away.
Don't be a dick.
It's we know it's gonna happen. It's a spoiler thing. If you haven't seen the movie, go watch the movie, and then if you can stand to watch it a second time, then come back and listen to it with us. If not, just don't watch it and listen to us. It'd probably be more
This
fun.
is coming from the dude that made me watch like 24 plus hours of Pooey Godzilla movies.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Easy.
I'm causing some heat right here.
I can admit a bad film or two, but they are all fantastic.
Or two.
This just like this series, they're all fantastic except for one or two.
Like you said, this is the son of Godzilla of this franchise.
Yeah,
maybe.
Exactly.
Maybe in your mind.
The last Jedi of the Friday the 13th series. However, folks, that's how we do it. We're gonna dive right in this film and dig deep right into its gooey innards, as Jason would with his machete, into the helpless bodies of young teenagers. So on the countdown of 3, we will dive right in. We're hovering over the play button. So in 3, 2, 1, begin. Let's start that timer. So Josh, what's your opinion on this movie as we're getting into it? Are you a fan or are you not a fan?
Oh, I like this movie.
Yeah,
I feel like it's underrated. A lot of people hate it, and I know they do. I can totally get over the
reason I find
the spoiler, but like I can get over that because I just enjoy the kills. I'm one of those people that thoroughly enjoys these movies, so I can just kind of sit here and watch them. And
yeah, you know what, and
which
I'll
probably still end up doing,
because with this movie, it kind of leads up to what we're gonna get in the future. I will say one thing: I hate the plot. I feel like this film is all build and then horrible execution. But the executions, the actual executions in this movie are great. And I think that's what saves it for me. This is probably like a lot of good kills in this one, and I do love it. Like most Friday films, the oh my God, I'm drawing a brain fart on the MPAA really took a lot out of it, a lot of the goriness and the goodness of it. But it is what it is. So they do that with most movies, let's be real. So I do like how it opens. Obviously, Corey Feldman's coming back to play Tommy just for our intro here. He was busy filming other stuff because he had done the Goonies and he was exploding on the scene. So he was hard to get contracted to do this film. However, he does this entry scene here where he walks up to the grave and sees his gravestone there. Interesting enough, this was actually filmed in his neighbor's backyard because he was filming obviously at home, and they did all at night. So they just put the setup in the neighbor's yard who lived next door to Corey. And then they just had him come over when he was done his shoot for the nighttime just to do these shots.
I want this in my backyard. I'd be very happy with this.
Yeah, I know. Just having like the chat.
I'm
like
a weirdo.
Jason Voorhees gravestone.
Why not have a little table beside it? Just chill. They're just causing ruckus.
I like the okay, we're gonna start getting into spoilers, folks.
You said I like.
So I like how it tries to do something different. I always respect a movie that tries to do something different. I just feel like for what they did, though, they they could have done it better. And I think that's my issue with it. But what they do is still all right. It's just every other film in this series does something far more either original or it just sticks to the same and does what it does best. And it keeps improving every time. Me and Josh talked about the last film being the best. And I feel like that's really why this one kind of seems undermined as well. Like this came after the final Friday. Like that part 4 is amazing. And to have something like this be the follow-up, I'm sure probably pissed a lot of people off at the time.
Oh, 1,000%.
Yeah. But I feel
Gaining
like
that heel heat.
exactly. And like I don't like how they don't like what's the explanation for these guys digging up his grave here? There's some crazy guys
Curiosity.
wanting to know if he's alive or not.
Yeah.
I will say one thing, everyone in this movie is batshit fucking crazy. There is like no normal character in this movie other than like the one kid whose brother we'll get into it. I feel like he's the only normal character in this entire movie. Everyone else is batshit crazy.
Yeah, he's just kind of there. He's kind of Tommy Jarvis, but for the next movie, especially because like Corey Feldman couldn't commit fully to this movie, so that's why they only have him in this scene.
Yeah, I imagine maybe that. I wonder if Corey Feldman could have done this movie full time if they would have done the age difference with like him being older, or if they would have had him still be a kid, and then in Jason Lives when we get Tommy again, then he would have been older then rather than here.
Maybe, but also his fame
different.
Maybe, but his fame got a lot bigger, right? So he probably wanted a lot more money or his people. So like eventually he would have been not payable.
So we're gonna dive into it right here. So we look at that mask. We got the red triangle on his mask. That's the Jason we know. And it's cool shot because this is the first time I think we see Jason actually rise from the dead rather than him just being there or like appearing. You know what I mean? Because technically he did die in the last one. So this is, in my mind, at least this shot, whether it be imagination or not, this is the first time we actually see Jason zombified coming from the dead. But see, this is where, I mean, like, I'm a film jockey. Like, I like looking at deep diving into films, even when I'm watching them for the first time. So, like, watching this movie, the one thing that threw me off is we know the Jason mask. We all know what it looks like. And getting into spoilers, later on, the mask changes and it has blue arrows on it and it's a lot cleaner. And that already is like a no-brainer. You know that like, okay, well, this killer isn't going to be Jason. And they definitely build that kind of feeling for the first 2 acts. And then it's not until the 3rd act of the film where you really are starting to like trying to figure it out. But the whole first 2 acts are trying to like, you know, say, oh, is it Jason? Is it not Jason? And then they do a good job with confusing you and making you think differently. But I feel like they almost make it too obvious to the point where it's not entertaining. And I think that's I'm just going to get out of the water. That's my gripe with this film plot wise. But I mean, they're Friday the 13th movies. We're not in it for the plot. We're in it for the kills. We're in it for the good time and the laughs, and that it does well. But I feel like because they tried to do something so unique with the plot, that's like, this is a Friday movie. Why are you trying so hard with the plot? You know what I mean? So that's my gripe about it. So now we're going to sit down and enjoy it. Now that I've had my say on how I feel about it that way, now we can actually sit back and try and enjoy it. So,
I like that they added him going insane. That's one of the parts I do really enjoy about this. Like, they didn't have to. I mean, they could have been like every other movie. They could have been like every other movie, though, where they just, you know, off that one character. But we did see him survive in the last one. So I liked that they did, you know, create him into this story where he did have such an impact on Jason and Jason had an impact on him that he started going insane completely.
Yeah, and I feel like that's definitely what they were going for in the last one, like the way it ended with, you know, Tommy butchering Jason and then having that look in his eye at the end and going kind of psycho. And I wonder if doing this film, like we were talking about, like whether Corey was going to be younger, Corey Feldman, so Tommy was going to be younger in this one, or they were still going to age him, like what they were going to do with that, because I think it would have been beneficial to maybe if they were going to do it with Corey Feldman and have younger Tommy in this one, maybe have him like seeing things like he is here, but not having him be in a mental ward. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because technically his sister, his mother, everyone was killed in the last one, right? Oh no, his sister lived.
Yep.
Like, I wonder if the plan was to maybe do something from that angle, him and his sister like taking care of him and then him thinking he's going insane. And that's how they were going to do it. Like, I feel like Corey Feldman not being able to do this movie, like, dramatically changed the history of these films. And I often want to say, what if it went the other way, right?
Yeah.
What if Corey was actually meant, like Tommy was actually meant to be the killer, and because they couldn't get him in on it, they switched it and had what we get in this movie.
I think he had an idea of it, like when they probably gave him the script, they were like, hey, here's this one. And, also maybe we'll be doing this one. So they gave him like a rough idea where it wasn't just going in being like, because they had to go film that scene of like digging up the body and whatnot. So like in the end, I feel like he had an idea of what the movie was going to be. But in the end, it's just with restrictions and time restraints, etc. On other movies, you couldn't be in two places at once.
Yeah,
other than they could have just waited a few years, I guess, and then let them get older. And then,
but no, because they have to punch one of these out every year. That's exactly. When they make their bucks, which is another thing that makes me mad, because obviously they pump them out every year so they can have them in cinemas, because during the 80s and the 90s, like cinemas goers were what made money. Like, you know what I mean? The people didn't, not everyone had a VHS player at home. Everything was TV, right? They didn't have ways to play movies. Like now it's like, oh, we can't wait for it to come to DVD. Back then, sometimes movies didn't even go to physical copies because, they were cinema experiences. And that rags on these movies a lot because, they can't have it be an X rating because then they can't play in cinemas. Only R ratings can be, that's like the highest rating that can play in a cinema at that time. So often the MPAA would be like, okay, well, this is an X-rated film, and they'd have to dial it back to get an R rating. And it really mudded up the movie a lot of the times and like took a lot of the good quality and the good kills out. And it wasn't, I think that's why the later ones get like really good. Like, especially if we look at like a New Blood and even like Jason X, if you look at Jason X, has some pretty gruesome deaths that we wouldn't have been able to get in this one. Even Freddy versus Jason that would be like probably the second last film we watch in this run of films, because I think after that we have the Michael Bay remake to do at the very, very end. I often forget about that one too. We got to cover that. Would you count, well, obviously we're going to rank all these folks when we're done. Would you count Freddy versus Jason in the lineup, Josh?
Of like this,
the Friday films?
Wise? Yeah. Yes, I would.
Yeah, because I feel like even like so it's more of a Jason film, like a Friday film, than a Freddy film.
Yeah, but even in like my movie collection, before I went alphabetical, I had all of my like Freddy movies, and then had that one dividing into my my Jason movies, or vice versa.
Yeah.
I really liked that for the collection because it's a crossover that you can.
And not to mention they spoiler alert, they hint at it at the end of Jason Goes to Hell anyway, so it would make it continuity with this series.
Now, if only they would make a Freddy vs. Jason 2. Like, when
I like the one they did. It was great. I feel like if they did it again, it would either be too serious or it would be too comedic. Like they had a good balance in that movie, I thought. So just to get people up on the movie, the plot, the plot who aren't watching it. So Tommy, our character from before, he's obviously being brought to a home of like a young youth, troubled youth. That's what we'll say, troubled youth home. Really cool. If you look in the background, you'll see a Godzilla versus the Thing poster, which is Godzilla versus Mothra right above his head in the background. And you'll even see some more
John
Godzilla
Lennon
shots. Yeah. There's a Godzilla 1954 shot as well on the wall.
This is how you cross over these movies.
Exactly. You know what's funny
Bing, bang,
too
boom.
is a lot of these, like Friday the 13th and Godzilla, really share a lot of cult. Like not only do they like feature in a lot of things, but like they follow the same kind of idea. They have one character, they switch it up a little bit. One comes out every year. Like it was very similar. Like the Showa series of Godzilla in this, I get a lot of parallels, even though the Showa series is more aimed at kids. This is obviously
inspiration,
movie. Exactly. And like the fact that it's all practical effects and it's just people working with what they got. Like I like it. And I see the parallels.
Like that weird mustache man into the right. Help destroy a family tradition.
There you go.
Oh, it's a prevent child abuse.
Yeah.
Oof.
Makes fun of the sign, realizes it's a good thing. Oh. I feel that.
Well,
it's like, in Josh's defense on the poster.
Stop
it's
Christmas.
Very small writing. Very,
I'm
very
blind,
small.
Man. I've said this multiple times. I'm like squinting half the time when I'm watching this, and it's on like a 48-inch TV, and I'm still squinting.
Like I do like the fact that he went through a lot, but the fact that they drugged him up and that he's a mute essentially, like he doesn't talk, and you couldn't get him to shut up in the other ones.
But it's kind of realistic because like
I guess
he would change the way he acts because he's so messed up from all the things that just happened to him. I'm surprised he didn't like keep shaving his head like he did in the last movie.
How is he allowed to have a knife?
Secret.
Maybe he's not, and he isn't. They don't.
I don't.
Know.
Yeah, I don't think he's supposed to have
can't
that.
Even
he hid
it.
that somewhere.
I hate those knives, the ones that you have to push the little lever on the other side to close it. I always fucking can't get them because of my small, dainty hands. Give me a machete. So I do like one thing. I'll give the film a little bit of merit too. I like how they kind of make it to think that Tommy is the killer. Like they kind of lean you towards that. Like maybe he's snapped and has become the killer.
Well, that's what in the last movie, right? We got that impression to be like, that's going to be him. So that's where I think that they, at least Corey Feldman, knew about the story. He's like, oh, cool. That's a really good one. Like that sounds pretty dope.
And not to mention this other kid. So here we get introduced to the other kid, which I was talking about earlier. Reggie is his name. And
Corey Feldman.
Yeah, exactly. Well, no, the thing is he's a kid. He's the only younger kid at this place.
Yep.
And I think
the one normal.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think that the reason that he's in this is because originally Tommy was supposed to be Corey Feldman when they did the casting and when they did the writing. So I think that originally it was supposed to be like, the other kid being friends with the other kid. It's weird to have had the kid, befriending the new guy who's a lot older. And it makes sense still, but you know what I mean? I think they were definitely lining it up for it to be Corey Feldman's younger self still, because then he would have the other younger friend, and then that would make sense.
Yeah. Also, this guy makes some wicked ass mask.
Yeah. I mean, the one alien one, that was from the last one, right? That one's new, though. Oh, he said words. There you go. There's probably
touching his shit.
Let's do a count. So we do a kill count with these movies, guys. We do a boob count, and now we're gonna do a count of how many words Tommy said. So he said 3 words so far. I'm going to count. So our main character has said 9 words so far.
That's why he wears the mask. Like there someone else we know.
Exactly. I mean, they're trying to draw the parallels. I like too that Reggie's he's not actually in the house because he's troubled. His dad works for them. And we get the random 2 cops that show up, making sure everything's okay at the nut house, as they call it. Well, of course they aren't, because they're stupid. We'll get to know the neighbors who are bitching about the place. They're even dumber than the people who are in the house. Oh, here we go. More troublemakers. Death, and more death. A lot of the people in this movie have literally only really been in this and like maybe 1 or 2 other things too. Not as big of a cast.
It's not even like they're great actors anyways.
I mean, yeah.
It's basically me in a music video.
You don't have to.
I like how you laugh. See? Now this is me and you in the future. Living in our little commune. That's what happens when we buy land.
Crazy. I love how they're like, I want this loony bin closed down. It's like, yo, you're all crazier than they are.
I feel like all of us crazy think other people are crazy, and then to them we're the crazy. Everyone's crazy at this point.
Right.
Okay, maybe don't do it in people's yards, but
yeah. All the would you shut
this
up?
This is me and you. I'm the one on the bike right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're the one on the bike. I'm the bitchy old woman yelling at everyone.
Defend me.
This is the worst Friday movie. You tell him. Shut the fuck up. I got a bomb on me.
No, you don't.
This is so extra. Oh my god.
Butt.
See, strict comedic element. If anything, this is like, I feel like this is the funniest one. And not to say because it's funny, bad funny. It's a comedy. I feel like this film reaches for more of a comedy feel than a horror feel. So it's like a comedy slasher, which is unique. It really is. And honestly, like, I'm not gonna lie, like, I'll enjoy watching it. But like, as we were talking about earlier, this is probably the bottom of the barrel one I would pick to rewatch.
Yeah, I would agree. It's, again, I don't go out of my way to watch this one in particular,
but I just remember
I have like 4 or 5 other ones that I'd rather watch.
Oh, hell yeah. I just remember being younger and, like we talked about earlier on the podcast, I went and rented the first one and then wanted all of them. And I remember watching part 4 and being just mind blown at how good it was. And then watching
and then you
this
watch
one.
5. Yep.
And it's awful. But when you come back and watch it, like, obviously I've seen this movie more than 10 times, probably still, because I watch these movies all the time, especially when I was younger. I find that this one gets better the more you watch it.
And like you said, this one's more comedy based. So for myself, I enjoy kind of the change compared to what we were like always watching and used to. Like the favorite, yes, they are our favorites, but it's just a little extra add-on that I enjoy.
And I
find myself laughing a lot in this movie, and I enjoy that.
And like, it's laughable too of its execution. Like, in what day and age with a troubled youth home would they give an angry man an axe?
Exactly.
Like, the guy who owns the place should be chopping the wood if they need to chop wood, or pay their crazy ass neighbors to chop wood for them. Maybe that would make them happier if you gave them some money and kept the kids out of trouble. I don't know. The other two though aren't even like mad about the loony bin. They just are old and bitchy and they want to bitch about something on the, it's the one crazy kook you got on the lot on your street who just like, oh, if you park too long on the road or your tires are turned the wrong way, they're bitching about everything. Is his name Shelly?
Joey.
Oh, okay. I thought they said Shelly. I'm like,
no, Joey.
Really? Another fat curly headed guy who's the idiot? Is his name Shelly? Do we have that in the third one?
I also like the scene where Violet dances. It's a whole mood.
Oh, yeah. Yep. I do remember
just
that.
in her bedroom, just dancing.
I do like too, like,
hilarious.
Spoiler alert, our chocolate bar eating character here, he's got a cross around his neck, so at least we know he's going to heaven.
Maybe. Maybe he and Jason goes to hell. He's just like, hey.
I mean, come on, he's the nice one. He's offering people chocolate. He's just trying to help. He's doing the right thing.
Fair enough.
And what's wrong with this guy? Offers a chocolate bar, and he's like, no.
They're just mad because he wouldn't give him the full chocolate bar.
He does give him the full chocolate bar.
No, the girls, because they were like, I'll give you half. And then he comes over, he's like, I got 2, you want one, kind of moment. I just stick them in like a peach patch because, like, I think to the side of them they had like orchard.
Yeah.
Picking fruit sounds rad.
It's not fun.
I was just to say that. I'm like, it's not.
Whoever chopped wood, it's not fun. It's fun for, I'd say, like a minute. And then, I don't know, if you're at our age, your back hurts. And then you're like, okay, I've had enough. He chops.
I'm a lazy fucker.
So in this one, technically, spoiler alert, Jason's not doing any of the killing. So we'll just count all the deaths as our kills for this one. Yeah. So there's number 1. There we go. First kill down. Crazy, ill-tempered wife beater wearing man. But see what I mean? As our guy shows up here, the music already cues in. It's ominous as it shows him for the first time. Like, it points so much to get spoiling the end right off the bat. Like, I called who it was like the first time because I knew it wasn't going to be Jason. So I narrowed it down to 2 people. The first time I watched this, folks, we're diving into spoilers. So obviously, Jason's not the killer in this movie. You're made to think it's Tommy, but really who it is, and it's blatantly thrown in your face, and we'll talk about the moment when it happens.
It's Reggie.
It's Roy.
Shut up. I told you. Ruiner.
So you can see in the background, they got Tommy ominously like in the background behind the pole, kind of like peering. So they're already kind of, trying to make it seem that it's him. But then when the two guys walk over here, I mean, he knows his kid's here, so he should already know.
Could you imagine how he felt at that exact moment? Be like, oh, shit.
Wouldn't they have sent someone else?
I trusted him.
And this paramedics laugh and be like, bunch of pussies. Do you not know that it's his son?
No, I don't think anyone does, because like that's something he hid, right?
Yeah, because he's obviously not all there, and maybe he's embarrassed of him.
I think this.
But see that look right there?
Yeah,
how Roy looks at him.
The setting.
That's the giveaway.
But I think that's like the setting of being like that him walking up, and then you see the pants. That's the snap happening.
Yep. And then the look in the camera there, like they've given it away already. You either know he's going to do something bad or he's the killer.
Well, if we didn't spoil it, like we're assholes, you wouldn't know that. Because I remember the first time being like, wow, it's definitely going to be Jarvis. And then I was like, oh, shit. It wasn't.
That's my response when I watch this movie in general. Oh, shit.
It's got good kills, though.
It does have great kills. That's its redeeming quality, but all this
lots of good laughs and good kills,
filler comedy staleness, it's a little hard to get through, but it's worth it.
Reminds me of some other films I've watched recently.
Burn. I'm just gonna pretend you didn't say that. Watch your mouth on this podcast, mister. All the Godzilla fans will come for you. And I have proof that you enjoyed them because I have your opinion on all of them. It's written in
incriminating
stone.
Evidence.
Yeah, it's all over the internet. Aha. So you can only say you dislike 2 of them.
Yeah, basically. Crap my ass.
I want you to know. I've never watched this movie. We're watching with subtitles, guys. My entire life at that line, I was about to make fun of it because I always thought he says grab my ass.
Crap my ass.
But he says crap my ass.
He just really has to shit.
Yeah. That's so funny.
That was amazing.
Also, I love how like fast, because I'm assuming this is like the night of, so like Roy snapped that fast.
Well, that's where I think, that weird little eye twitch kind of thing when he stares at the guy. I literally think that's the snap.
Like he killed him too.
Yeah.
Ultra death.
No one survives.
Bunny. The bunny survives.
Bunny. The bunny's allowed to survive.
You little fuck. It's a classic. Oh, see, this has a good kill. I forget. There's actually some good kills in this one. I mean, we haven't forgotten. We've been mentioning it, but here we get the infamous flare kill. This is actually a good practical effect. I thought this one was done really well. After we, fun thing, we'll talk about and we'll explain and guess how we thought each movement was done. So how do you think that shot was done?
A lot of special effects.
So I'd say prop head. I don't know if they'd use an actual flare. Maybe they did for a moment, and then they just shined a red light inside the mouth, so you got the effect better.
Could be.
Or they shoved a real flare.
I was thinking the real flare fake head.
Yeah, definitely fake head because you can tell.
Yeah, but just shoved her right in there. Be like,
but you can't tell enough for it that it's bad. Like you can tell enough if you really look at it that it's fake, but it's not like a bad fake. It's just like, you can tell by looking at the skin. You're like, well, the face looks a little different than it did before. The skin texture and his, latex when they did these movies was a lot smoother. We didn't have like imprinting. Like now when you do latex, if you heat it up and you like press a material onto it, you can pull it up to give it skin particles, right? You can place hairs and do all this, even skin map. Oh, that's a good one. That's obviously just latex over the neck.
Yeah, and slit with like a little blood in there.
Yep. And there's that same look we had in Roy's eyes, in Tommy's eyes. They almost have the same eye color too, eh?
It's because they love each other.
Die! They're meant to be. Die!
Die! Sorry.
Yeah, so the reason Corey Feldman wasn't in this is because he was currently working on The Goonies.
Yeah, I love the Goonies.
So that's the reason there. Yeah, right.
We should watch that too. We can
Instead
cross
of
that
this?
over. No, no.
I'm just
After
kidding.
this.
You know, kudos to them for like having the last one be the final chapter and then still trying to come. Yo, Tommy got jacked.
He's
Like,
got to stay
what?
jacked. He knows what's up. Yo, I would look like Terry Crews after this bitch.
I also like that whenever Tommy sees, and the reason they make it you think that it's him is because, you know, he wakes up after that thinking that it's him. And then every time he sees Jason, it's the red triangle mask Jason. And then every time we see Jason not in his vision, he has the blue arrows. Now, I wonder if that's to one, throw us off to make us think that he's doing the killing, or is it kind of a plot device to tell us when Jason's actually there and when he's not? Because there's a couple of moments in the movie where Tommy is like, you know, thinks he's seeing Jason, but is actually seeing Roy. And like, I wonder if like that's how they played it with the color difference.
Yeah. Well, when he sees the reflection, right, it's got a slightly different mask and everything too.
Yeah. Well, he's got the axe mark in it still. It's a red arrow on the top, while the new one has the blue on the goalie mask.
So that's where you can kind of be like, this is the PTSD moment, and then this is the real life moment. Because later on, when he sees him for the first time, he's like, this isn't real.
Yeah.
And then when he gets fucked up, you're just like, this is definitely real.
It's definitely, yeah. This is the first Friday movie too where Jason's actually referred to by his full name. Usually he's just called Jason or whatever, right? Or the boy. And this one he's actually referred to as Jason Voorhees.
They finally settled with a name.
Yeah.
Other than the boy in the water.
The boy.
The boy that drowned.
The boy, Jason. Oh. And this one wasn't even called, like, I mean, although promotional material, it says part 5 on the actual film. You notice too, it doesn't say part 5. It just says Friday the 13th, A New Beginning.
That's kind of why I count this one as like Halloween part 3.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah. What a dick.
Right? Like, okay. I see you.
I would have just left the plate, be like, well, I'll clean it up after. Why get up and do it now?
They're trying to teach proper manners and rehabilitate these poor souls.
I can't get over how good that orange juice looks.
Oh, freshly squeezed. Like the heads and the tits of every person in this movie. So,
wah, wah.
You know how they usually use David Bowie songs for the films in these movies to keep them secret? They would use them like by a fake name. What you know what the one was for this? Repetition. Imagine that. This one, the one that wasn't supposed to be, is called Repetition.
It's fate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because even some of the actors, even the actors who were cast in this role, some of them didn't even know it was a Friday the 13th movie until they started filming, because they called it Repetition. They thought it was some other horror film.
I'd be so like happy, you know, they start filming, they're like, yo, there's a fucking Jason. Also, yeet.
Yeah, Tommy kicks the shit out of people in this movie.
That's what I'm saying. He knew what's up. He's like, I gotta prepare.
Just snaps and starts beating the shit out of him. It's like, I mean, the reason he's jacked too is probably because after, you know, his encounter with Jason, he wants to be prepared.
That's what I just fucking said, dick.
Sorry, I was watching the movie.
It's like a Laurie Strode in the 2018 movie, you know, like after you got the run-in with them, you're just like, yeah, I'm gonna prepare when this motherfucker comes back. Nah.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, I was talking about like why he's so jacked though, and he's physically like fucking.
Yeah, real. No, but that's where I was like, when all the shit happened, he's like working out, and that's why I was saying that, like, yo, if that happened to me, I'd look like Terry Crews. You know, when Jason showed up, I'd be like, no. Other way, bud.
Watching this guy eat is just gross. He's just
also, why hasn't anyone ever, because I just thought about this now, why hasn't anyone ever sent out like a crew to look for Jason, you know, find his house, go back, you know,
because then
how fucking
would just kill
much yard could it be? Yeah. In real life world, that's what they would want to do. No, they just let him live there. They're like, nah, this is your camp now.
Also, is this guy the killer? Clean all the chicken shit.
That sounds slightly sexy.
I honestly totally forget how that guy works into this story.
Yeah, I don't think he's really that major of a point.
Just another body to get slaughtered.
Basically, and I'm okay with it. That's what we're all.
I love
here
how
for, right?
she goes, that's one ugly fucking man, blah, blah, blah. She's like, yo, she's so turned on by him. She just said that to kind of, push herself away from it because she's just an idiot.
Someone's getting their stomach.
You saw the
filled.
way she was looking at them. Yeah.
Sorry. I don't know. Yeah.
She's fucking psycho. If anything, she's getting filled with shit. Oh,
some shit. Dun dun dun.
See, and they always like point back to him. Like they hint at it so much in this movie to the point where it's like blatantly obvious.
No,
like they have a good thing going with it, but then they make it way too obvious.
See, if you got assholes again like you that point it out every 10 seconds, yeah.
Because that's what I see. I can't help it. I mean, this is the point of this podcast, right?
I'm never showing a movie with like when I have kids. I'm not letting me I want to watch these movies with them. I'm not letting you be there. You're gonna be like, yo, that's that motherfucker, and I'll be like, Lucas, god damn it.
I mean, with these movies, it's the only reason we don't do spoilers on our other podcasts. Like if people are watching these types of podcasts and reviews, it's usually because they've seen the film. They're not going to go and watch the podcast or review about the film before they see it.
Oh, 100%. Like
morally with the Godzilla
I've watched
ones,
these movies so many times.
The Godzilla ones you haven't seen, so that's why I like to keep it hush hush, because I would like to see your honest reaction, and I don't want your opinion of the film to be swayed or flawed in any way. But with
that's why I enjoy. That's why I enjoy doing like the separation from like stuff I haven't seen to things I have seen, because then we can kind of just shoot the shit, enjoy the movie, and then the other one I'm like, wow, cool.
So all of you know, in case you're unfamiliar with the Godzilla franchise and the name, the Killer Kaiju podcast name, Kaiju just means monster. So we're the Killer Monster podcast. So we just watch movies with monsters and killers. The reason we're just so populated with Godzilla films is because I am a huge avid Godzilla film, and Josh hasn't seen them. So once we work through those, we're going to do other monster movies, other horror movies. We're just working with what we got at the moment. So right now we're focusing on the Godzilla films, and we're doing these one-off films on the side.
If you are a bad human creation, monster, whatever it might be, that if you're evil, that's basically how you are counted as a monster now.
Yeah, like we're going to be doing, as we talked about before, we're doing like The Fly, we're doing John Carpenter's The Thing, working into a lot of horror classics. The Fly. Yeah, so maybe one day we'll do like a serial killer series where we watch movies based on real serial killers. But
please,
we'll get there. We got to work through a lot of the monster movies first, but we'll get there.
Okay, so like if that ever happens, I got a list.
I
quite literally mean I got a list.
The Ed Gein one with Kane Hodder.
It's not good, man. I'm just saying.
I want to watch it though. I like Kane Hodder.
It's not that like, I have anything against Kane Hodder. He's a fucking amazing actor and stuntman, and I really enjoy him. But like, he does not look like Ed Gein or fucking BTK. Yeah. Whoever cast him as the role is just fucked up on that.
They just wanted a big guy who could do stunts and look menacing,
but doesn't look like them.
No,
like that's like trying to do like a Kurt Cobain documentary and then like hiring like a bald dude,
Ben Stiller.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like just someone that doesn't look like
Ben Stiller could pull off Kurt Cobain.
Okay, just because we are bringing up the true crime world, have you seen leaked images from the new Dahmer movie that's coming out? It's the guy from American Horror Story that's gonna play
Evan
Dahmer.
Peters.
Yes, he's gonna play Dahmer, and it looks pretty good.
I haven't seen the stuff for that yet, but I have seen My Friend Dahmer. With
that movie is awesome. Ross Lynch
as Dahmer. It's great. I feel like that's one that was really well done.
I think so. I have a few Dahmer items myself.
I feel like it's a tame film, but it's appropriate. Like I find it's the kind of movie about a serial killer I really want to see. Get a lot into the psyche and more like experience their everyday life rather than, why they're psycho, or you know what I mean.
And I like that they focused on how he felt more than just like the
Oof.
killings themselves. I know that's a big thing, but like more the mind behind it, because like that's why it's interesting.
So we're at our fourth kill there. That was the axe to the head. Guy deserves it. He's in his car doing coke. We all saw that coming.
I would have left the kitty in the little diner, be like, you can live here now.
Come back, all that pussy everywhere.
Next person shows up for their shift. There's a fucking cat in here.
Dun 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 dun.
And she doesn't notice that the fucking door's open,
or that there's a giant axe mark through the roof.
Yeah, like I would have been more like, why is the door open? And where the fuck is like homie?
And why there's cocaine all over the car and not just in the center. Ah, there you go. Now she notices the blow all over the ground. Oh, and of course she just, instead of being like, why all the blows on the floor, let me pick it up and snort it instead. Jesus. And then licks it. Yeah, I'm happy to watch these two die. That's for sure. Oh, axe to the gut. That's rough. There's number 5. It's more like the sound is different in this one too. Do 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 do. Lots of farm animals in this one too. Yeah, everyone's just batshit crazy in this movie. Everyone's just a little crazy. See, but now we know that's not actually Jason because he's got the red triangle, so we know he's seeing things there. That's how we're gonna know.
Yeah, see? Discovery.
Discover it now.
I would have loved if like the chicken just waddles over with like a Jason mask on. It's me, bitch.
So I don't know if you know Sherilyn Fenn. She was in Wild at Heart, Of Mice and Men, Twin Peaks, a lot of like 80s, 90s films. Okay. Pretty popular actress. She was actually offered the role to play Violet, but she turned it down to do just one of the guys in 85.
Well, she messed up. Well, maybe. How much did that make?
Because Violet's the one who does the dance, right? I mean, that dance would have been a lot different.
Yes.
So,
but how much did that make compared to this? Because in that world, I guess it could make you completely different.
Yeah. So, John Shepard, who I believe is the actor who plays Tommy. Let me just see here, just to be sure. Yeah, he plays Tommy in this one. He actually wore cowboy boots so he'd be taller. Because apparently he wasn't as tall as they wanted him to be. And plus, it makes him more believable that he's Jason. See there, they referred to him as Jason Voorhees. So he was cremated.
See, that's also a flaw because they say that he's cremated, but then I can't ruin it because it's in the next movie. But like, he wasn't cremated. But I feel like later on, if I'm wrong, they're like, no, he wasn't cremated. He was buried secretly.
Yeah, and that better be it, because I mean I think they do reference it in Jason Lives, our next one, because
that's what I was thinking.
He's like, no, because he's like, he was cremated. He's like, no, he was buried, and I'm gonna find out. And he goes to his gravesite to
make sure.
That's how it opens. Yeah.
Yeah, we're fucking onto it, you know. We sound like we haven't.
We dig into these movies a little too deep sometimes, but
that's why I like rewatching them. I can rediscover new things about these movies every time.
So, and
this remember was the first time I saw this, I looked at my dad and I'm like, I don't get it. Who the fuck's that guy? And then he explained it to me and I was like,
there you go. And so the director, Danny Steinman of this film, I believe this is the only Friday the 13th movie he did. And it was also his last movie he ever did directing. He did nothing else after this.
I think we're about to get some boobs.
I mean, this is a Friday the 13th movie. We're going to get boobs at some point. Otherwise, what's the point of watching it?
Kills.
Oh, yeah,
right. Kills.
Beer, blood, and boobs.
Watch the dirt. Throws dirt in your girlfriend's eyes. I'm just saying.
I'm putting dirt in your eye.
Fucking pocket sand.
Pocket sand. Pocket sand.
Throws it in his eyes, runs away.
Oh my goodness. That's actually
this girl literally looks like she's like dressed for 2021. Same with the dude. Current style that's in, dress like you're in part 5.
So I already forget who's Tina in this movie.
I think it's the blonde girl.
So interesting enough, the actress who plays Tina is her name is actually Deborah Voorhees. Her last name is Voorhees.
I believe it's the blonde girl that goes with Reggie to go see his brother.
Ah, yeah, that would make sense.
You know, the counselor or whatever, rehabilitator.
And probably the reason she got the role, she won the Texas Best Body Contest when she was 19 years old.
Boobies.
And then the creepy guy is watching, who was cleaning up the chicken shit. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna clean up the chicken shit. And then
isn't this how he gets offed?
Yeah, he licks his lip too.
Yeah, right here.
Good.
Yeah,
that was creepy. Get rid of him. So we're at 6 kills now.
Did you notice that when he stabbed him, he didn't make a fucking sound? You didn't scream, nothing?
Yeah. Uber creepy. Maybe he liked it. That's all he wanted.
All I'm thinking about is there would be ticks. Like,
yeah.
That just sounds terrifying.
Ticks crawls right in your pee hole.
Yeah, like in your butt or something.
You never know.
Fucking beehive drops. He can't see without his glasses.
Yeah, I do know too the director who did this. I believe it was the director who did this one. He did like essentially like porn before this, so that's why there's like a lot more nudity in this one. I think, and
I like it.
Soft porn elements to it. It's literally for that reason. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. Well, that's the reason, obviously. Not that he did porn. He did porn before. That was another cut that it actually showed what happened, but it got cut by the MPAA. Damn shame, because
they suck.
Yeah, because that's the hedge clipper kill. That's a good one. I mean, if you dig deep enough, you can see a lot of the footage from the props and the exited scenes. I feel like at this point in time, with the Saw movies especially, we should be able to see all this shit. So when are we starting a petition to get like an actual cut of all these movies with all the kills put back in? I don't care if they look bad. And we have the technology to edit them. I think it's just have to find the amount of people that care about it to fund it. If we can get Zack Snyder to redo Justice League, we can get New Line and Warner Brothers, I think are the owners now, to redo all the Friday movies for us. But not redo them, but just remaster them and put all the kills back in.
Now, if anything, I want the unreleased Texas Chainsaw movie.
Oh,
where
yeah.
they show the backstory of Chop Top and Buckethead plays Leatherface.
Or just the original Texas without some of the restrictions. Oh, this one's rough.
I was like, I like this one. This is dope.
Where he just twists and twists. And this is one to me that makes me think as well that Jason is not the killer, because you don't need superhuman strength to do that. That's why he uses the stick. Otherwise, he would have, if that was Jason would have just pulled and went through his head. But Roy being the killer, he can't do that because he's just human. So he has to put the stick through the loops and twist it to use leverage to actually break his skull.
Oh, for sure. And then with my NECA figure, I have Roy. It comes with that, like the little piece of wood and then the
really
thing.
Oh,
yes,
that's cool.
There's little and that's why I'm like I like this movie, especially when you get the NECA figure, because it comes with those little weapons that he uses throughout the movie. And I'm like, I know it's Roy, but he's creative with his weapons, man.
And as much as we shit on John Shepard for playing Tommy in this movie, one, he's a jack shithouse. He also went into like some pretty extreme things to get ready for the role. Like he actually went and worked at a state mental hospital for about a week or two to kind of get the feel for like, people who were mentally ill or troubled, to kind of how they would react, not only from like for his acting point of view, but also for how others would react to other people as well, right? Not to just research his own character, but to research other people's characters. I thought that was a nice touch. A little bit of pride in your passion in your career. I like it.
I feel like that's also why Tommy's the only one throughout this that actually kind of knows what an insane person would be going through. Like if you notice, because it's supposed to be like an insane asylum loony bin kind of style,
but they're all just like punk ass teenagers.
Normal. Yeah, they're just like literally like just assholes. The only one that was kind of meh is like Joey. And even for me, he wasn't even that like,
or the guy who axed
crazy
him
or anything. Yeah, the guy that axed him was more nuts than anyone else so far. So that's where I'm like, what? Did they have like depression? Did they say no to daddy and mommy and they got them sent here or something? Because the only one that actually seems insane is Tommy. So that would make complete fucking sense.
Well, it's not really a mental facility. It's just troubled youth.
Yeah, like the one lady's like my loony bin because like it's supposed to be crazies and stuff, but literally like 2 out of the 10 are like kind of crazy, and then the other ones are just like
Yeah, I mean, you'd get that at a troubled youth center anyway.
Yeah, like I feel like Violet got sent there because she was like the little goth girl, and they were like, "It's a phase, mom." And she's like, "No, it's not."
Yeah, exactly. Probably, actually.
See, but I'm like, but she's not insane. She just, dresses slightly different. So it's like, what's up? But
that was a weird place for that suspenseful music. Did you notice that?
Oh yeah, I think it's because they're trying to hint. They're like, oh, something's gonna come, like something's gonna happen.
Oh, I guess because at this point, lead us to Tommy believe was the killer. So
yeah, and like they went with them, so they're kind of trying to make us believe that something's gonna happen. But I love this dude.
Oh yeah,
that's you, Reckless.
These are 2 of the best redeeming characters of this movie.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. I really enjoy them.
His brother, I think they said his name was Demon or Damon.
Damon. And I also like that it's a very simple, wholesome thing where he just wants to go chill with his brother. Like, it's nothing massive. There's no love story. He just wants to go hang out with his brother. Should have stayed there. Well, actually, you know what? No, don't stay there. Don't listen to Josh.
I love that he says, freaking, hey, where'd you get that? And it's just his girlfriend.
I bought it at a store.
Hello, beautiful. Kid's cute.
He definitely is your little brother.
He's funny.
This is mine.
This is my friend, Pam. She's my girlfriend. He's like, oh, you got a white girl, eh? You see, that's like the eye race he gave to her. That's so funny. Classic. I love it. I love his van too. His van's dope as hell. Cheese and sausage pizza. You want a pizza? You want a beer? Yeah, get out of here. I love that he pulls that prank. I used to pull that prank. Well, I mean, actually, I got that prank pulled on me a lot when I was a kid. I know my brother did it to me a few times. You want a beer? Sure. Get out of here. That's funny. The like ghettoest trailer park sign ever. Actually, I'd say that's like the most high-tech trailer park sign ever. It's like neon lights.
I like it. It's simple.
Usually you just get like a little wood hanging piece like you would at Camp Crystal Lake.
Technology is changing, my friend.
The future is now.
Future is nigh.
We're almost an hour into this already. We must be getting some closure at this point. Oh yeah, we get crazy. Oh right, because this is when he loses it and busts him.
He deserves it, like this dickhead. Yeah, he's just being an ass.
Yeah, he's crazy, right? Yeah, your mama's gonna do something, all right. He's gonna be the one who gets chopped up in itty bitty pieces.
Oh, yeah, 1,000%. Mama, he hurt me. It's me after my breakups.
I mean, he does the full swing, right?
Yeah.
So he deserves
it. Yeah, he 1,000% deserves it. And Tommy's defending himself. That's where, like we were talking beforehand, this motherfucker prepared himself. He knew some shit was happening at some point.
He's pulling some crazy ass shit. There's those cowboy boots.
Even if it's not Jason, it's some asshole like this. And yeah, I noticed that. Now that you pointed it out, I'm not gonna unnotice it. Like the heel on it and how tall it is. I'm like, damn, okay, yeah, I know what I need in my life. Maybe I'll finally be to your height.
Yeah, he kicked his ass. And did it wearing cowboy boots. Who is this? Clint Eastwood? God damn.
I don't know why he freaked out and ran away. I would have been like, he tried to beat me up. I kicked his ass.
Stay safe, Reckless. Love how that contradicts itself. I gotta go find Tommy. Tommy just went psycho.
That's literally every time someone leaves my store. Stay safe. Yeah.
It's sad that these two die.
That's what I'm saying. I don't like it that they die, but I do like that they die because I like the death.
Yeah.
I think it's funny.
But they really don't do anything wrong.
No.
Like he didn't let the kid have the beer. He didn't let him smoke. Like he did the right things and he's going to take it.
They were fucking.
I guess, but I mean, like they're doing it in the
doing
privacy
drugs.
of their own car.
Doing drugs.
Oh, I guess they were smoking weed, probably, right? It makes sense.
You're doing some bad stuff. And you know what? He probably smells like shit. So Jason was pissed at that too.
Lock, unlock. Hey, at least he's got fresh teepee.
For now.
Stop it, I'm trying to shit.
Okay.
I like that it's her too. It almost makes it funnier. For now, anyway.
Oh, it is Demon.
Yeah, his name is Demon.
Oh, it's
not Damon or Damone. It's Demon.
Oh.
It's like Reggie, right? Reggie's name is Reckless. So his name is probably like Daryl Demon or like something with a D, right? Because Reggie Reckless or Damien Demon or whatever. Same as.
Ooh, baby.
Baby, baby. That's love right there. If your girl sings to you while you're taking a shit, that's love.
Hilarious.
Baby, baby. It's actually really funny. Why is it there's always supposed to be a hockey mask exploding?
They just had some giant ass
At the
love
beginning.
for exploding things.
I guess. See, now who is it though?
Did you wipe?
Didn't wipe, didn't wash his hands.
And he's got some leather pants. Like, I guarantee it's stank ass down there.
You can see her like neck pulsating on the side. Now, I wonder if that's just because like,
She's slowly dying.
It was her tempo or whatever, or if there was some kind of system rigged to pump blood out. And that was it, pumping the blood out. Oh, nasty
you got
one there.
Spider-Man at the top of the fucking roof.
So this would be our number 10. So we're halfway through the kills in this movie. Because I believe there's around 20 kills in this one. I don't know if we mentioned it earlier, but yeah, this film is the highest death count, which is pretty dope.
So now we're at 55?
We are at 54 total.
More than Gary Ridgway.
You want to give a little insight onto who Gary Ridgway is for the listeners?
Nope. They can look it up.
Okay.
I'm not nerding out. Most people already think I'm the weird one, so I'm good.
Okay.
You want to find a documentary, or look up Gary Ridgway documentary, you'll find all you need. That's it. Sorry.
All right.
Me explaining that is just awkward because I go too much into detail on that one, and I'm just like, oh no.
I mean, that's what the podcasts are all about. Oh,
yeah,
Gramps is missing.
We'll save that if we do an episode then.
All right, there you go.
Then I'll nerd out.
He's wearing the cross.
Bad man, though.
Jake's in charge because he's wearing the cross because he's got Jeebus on his side. Oh, lordy. Okay. All right. They left Jake in charge. Jake the Snake.
Roberts. Bye. We got to get those matching tracksuits, just Reggie tracksuits.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, yeah. Here we go.
Idiot.
I like that he's all mad and he's just ripping his motorcycle around outside because he's angry.
How the hell is she supposed to hear you?
Yeah, you're fucking ripping around on a motorcycle. Like, cool stunt.
Throws it in the pot.
I want to see
Also, super late to make dinner.
Oh, I'm just waiting for it. That's the shot we get. So I'm just waiting. Yeah, it's this lap. Here we go.
Yeah.
It's on this lap. He gets the quick fit. Oh, maybe not.
I'm pretty sure it's just after this.
Shop him and kill him. Are you talking to Jason? Because that's what he's about to do to you.
Right here.
Yeah. Squidunk. There's number 11.
Mom's probably just like, finally. Dickhead.
Out of all the crazy, she's the only crazy one that's actually funny. The rest of the crazy is kind of funny, but most of the time it's just cringeworthy funny. She's actually
I don't even
funny.
think she's crazy. She just probably has to deal with so much shit. Well, did have to deal with so much shit.
Yeah. Oh, I like that she squeezes the tomato. She right into this fucking soup. Dinner is served, thanks to Roy. Beautiful. That brings us up to 12 or 56 total. He's racking up that kill count. And where's Tommy? Oh, is it Tommy? Oh, no, it's Roy.
We're getting up to cult numbers.
There you go. Drank all the Kool-Aid.
Flavor Aid. Uncultured swine.
Flavor Aid.
It is Flavor Aid. They couldn't afford Kool-Aid. You think those motherfuckers were like taking crates of Kool-Aid? Nah. Cheaper.
I feel like Kool-Aid's just taken the, you know what I mean? It's almost like trying to think of a good example. But like when a product becomes so widely used, it just becomes
tech deck and fingerboarding.
Exactly. Everything is a tech. That's a good example. Yep. Just like, you know, Kool-Aid is every powdered drink mix.
Because I'm a nerd now. When I go on like Etsy, tech deck. Exactly. But now when I go on Etsy, because I'm such a fucking nerd, when people put like the Kool-Aid man, I'm like, you're wrong. I don't want to buy it anymore because you have the Kool-Aid man. It's not the Kool-Aid.
So what is it instead?
It's Flavor Aid.
Flavor Aid. Jesus Christ.
And I actually have a pack of Flavor Aid because they still sell it in the States.
Do you know what do you recognize what film they're watching there?
No.
That is A Place in the Sun from 1951.
Never seen it.
It's like a kind of like a American tragedy as kind of movie. I believe it's from a novel. Yep. I'm just looking it up now because I'm intrigued now. Yeah. So it's I'm right on. An American tragedy, play adapted from the novel. There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
That 2 hours, too long. Our last Godzilla movie was pushing 145, and that was almost too much. Can you imagine randomly if like the big twist was it was like Michael Myers or some shit at the end?
Crossover.
Oh, Jake's trying to put the moves on.
You do?
Is he gonna succeed? Probably not. He wants to do you in the booty hole. See, it's pretty close. That was almost right.
There's some whole stuff happening somewhere.
There it is.
Oh God,
that's what I was looking for.
And she's just like, what?
He kind of looks like Tom Hanks if someone just like hit him with a bat a ton of times when he was younger.
Stand by it. Don't say you didn't mean it. Just be like, yeah, girl. We're gonna get it.
I'd be like, hey, you think you're having a good time now?
Wait.
Oh, he gets so offended and leaves. So nasty to you. Oh, Jake, he blew it, man. You're having something. Commit. If you said it, you commit. It's just the way it's done. There's always the one scene, I always think it's in this movie, but it's in I think it's in A New Blood that I really like. It's when the one scene when the girl goes into the room and it's lightning out and she sits down next to the head.
Yeah.
That's Jason New Blood, right?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, because that's when they have the party.
This is me when I'm cleaning.
No. He's clearly busy, Jake. God. Seeing is believing.
Positively?
No hand.
No. Yeah. No handball. It said handball.
Well, there's another one.
Another one bites the dust.
And hey, ironically, we just hit 13. 13 kills on the Friday the 13th film. There you go.
Filmed on the 13th.
It's the 15th because the Resident Evil expansion for Dead by Daylight came out today, and I was very excited about that.
I am in bed. What are you saying?
Which makes me even more excited now because RIP the Friday the 13th game, because like you said, it's actually a really good game, but I'm excited because now that game's done, they can put Jason in Dead by Daylight. And I think
if it had really more time and patience and the licensing wasn't all fuckery, it would have been, it had potential. It wasn't
it's
the most
still
amazing
a good game,
thing, but it definitely had potential.
If they kept up to the servers and the updates and Dead by Daylight wasn't a thing, I think that game would have done a lot better. But the fact is like people could have played Friday and spent their money on that and they put their time into that, or they could put their time into a similar game, Dead by Daylight, where you get, Freddy, Michael, Ghostface, Leatherface. You get all these famous killers,
titties.
All of them. And you get titties. James Dean. There's a poster of James Dean in the background, of course.
I feel like if you played the Friday game, though, now you're probably going to be going towards the Dead by Daylight.
Yeah. Well, that was my thing when I wanted to get into those games. Like I was in that point where I was like, I can get the Friday the 13th game, and I played it. Like I think I have it on PlayStation 4, and I played it. But then I was like, Dead by Daylight, I have all these other things, and all my friends are playing that, so that's the one I put my time into. And I feel bad because that's what killed the servers, and that's what led them to give up the licensing for it because it wasn't as popular. And they probably make more money off putting Jason in Dead by Daylight because it's a bigger game and people are going to pay for it. So. Not to mention, like, Dead by Daylight has a similar thing where they do skins, for all the characters. So, like, the more you play, you can get different skins and costumes. So they can do Jason and have all the costumes just like they had in the Friday the 13th game as well. It's not like you'll be missing out on that. So
yeah, because we also didn't get the Jason X costume. I mean, it's not a great movie,
which is probably one you'd probably get.
Yeah, they were working on it, and they even have like a hidden video where if you collect enough stuff, you get him coming out of a portal. But we never got this.
Now Jake gets to sleep with her. Like that.
Ta-da!
14. The lovers lie dying. The dance scene. The legendary thing. That robot dancing, though. This is what I do in my spare time.
Violet walked so the goths could run.
That's
Thank
funny.
You. I'm here till Friday.
I like that the one sign there says stop the slaughter because it's like about whaling and killing whales. But it's just nice how they put that in frame. Stop the slaughter. And she's about to get slaughtered.
Mm-hmm.
The other obvious thing, and the one thing I like, is it kind of goes back to the original Friday look, where it's a lot of POV kills. You never get to see Jason's face, even though he's wearing a mask. You still don't see him.
I feel like if you sat there long enough, though, we would notice, right? We'd be like, "Oh, fuck, we've seen enough eyes at this point. It's either this dickhead or the other dickhead."
Not to mention
50-50.
I'm pretty sure his head it's still deformed because he wears a latex mask over top.
Yeah,
but it doesn't look as deformed as it should. And as
it's basically my mask that I own.
Yeah, because he doesn't have an axe in the head or anything, right? So in this one, though, he should. Bloody ass machete. Violet didn't do anything wrong either, really.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that one. But then again, in this one, his motives aren't the same, right? Because it's not the right Jason.
It's just the kids in this house in general, for sure, because they technically led to the death of his son. So
yes, because he feels like they are responsible for his death. But I also feel like myself, that's on his, because it's like you just left your son in a fucking group home thing.
Yeah.
Like with other violent kids. Like that's on you as well. Like you shouldn't be killing everyone. That's Roy's a bad papa.
So we'll get to it, but in 2009, the horror website Arrow in the Head chose Deborah Voorhees' Tina boobs in this film as number 3 on their list of top 10 boobs in horror movies. And they also selected her as the fourth hottie in their Friday the 13th franchise top 10 hottie list. Jesus Christ, what have these movies done to society? And she also said in a 2013 interview that there was no chemistry between her and John, who will play her boyfriend Eddie. She felt so awkward during their sex scene because she was totally naked in front of him and the mostly male crew the entire time while Dixon wore shorts. They also kissed so much that her lips and jaw hurt. She didn't want to kiss anyone for about 2 weeks after that. The silliest little facts you get on these movies.
I'd feel bad for her boyfriend because he'd be like, I just want some lovin's.
And of course, all the bodies are in Tommy's room.
Let the bodies hit the floor.
Let the bodies hit Tommy's floor. Ah.
I also like that the lightning was like, and then the light would have happened and that's where she saw it. Just so happened to be at the exact same moment.
Right.
Didn't go try and turn on a light or nothing.
Another funny thing, according to Ron Sloan, the actresses with nude scenes had no problem being naked in front of other actors and crew members while filming, but they got embarrassed during the premiere screening knowing a room full of people were staring at their exposed bodies. So there we get like the first look on shot of Roy as Jason. See, he looks a lot cleaner, like his skin. You can tell it's his eyes.
My only complaint about the Roy, like mask and hood, is the ears are super like pointed out.
Yeah.
It makes them look super weird to me.
I don't like the Jason design. I don't like how Jason's portrayed in this movie. The only redeeming qualities of this movie are the comedic elements to it and some of the kills.
Just think about this Jason as Wish Jason.
Not even.
Wow, like you're that bored?
Like AliExpress Jason.
It's basically the same shit.
I guess, yeah. It's the same site, essentially. I guess. A New Beginning had more violent deaths and more nudity than any previous installment of the series. Well, no shit. They had to do something good. They couldn't make a better movie than the other one, so they had to have some kind of record-breaking intent.
I want that car. Yeah, you knew you were dying, dickhead.
Was that the other paramedic?
Yes, it was.
Okay, so that's 15. Yeah, Reggie's getting the fuck out of there. He knows what's up. He's like, peace.
Pam ain't my girlfriend no more.
Yeah, no, bye.
I'm not even gonna lie, that'd be me too. Yeah, I've told all my friends this. Just be prepared. If anyone ever shows up like that, I'm already gonna be halfway down the street before you turn around.
I know. I always make the joke with SB when we're walking and she's rocking like flip-flops or something. I'm like, what if there's like an apocalypse or like something bad happens and we have to run? Like, if you trip and fall, like, and I can't get you up in time, like, it is what it is.
Barefoot it.
Yeah, exactly. That's probably what she would do, worst case, but take the flip flops off, running bare feet.
Pam, where are you? Fuck Pam.
Pam.
Are you saying Pam or Pan?
Pan or Pam? Oh, I get it. The N is silent. It's like PANM.
I think I can help in this Pam dilemma.
Which guy is that?
That's the camp or I keep wanting to say camp counselor. That's the main guy.
Oh, so that's another
rehabilitation guy. Or really,
a lot of these are off-screen deaths.
He left and went through the forest, and that's where you get like. You didn't see the death, I don't believe.
No.
I'm okay with it. He was an idiot anyway.
But honestly, you never know. Maybe it was filmed and the MPA said no and they had to take it out, right?
You're already going too fucking long. Also, does this count as a boobie? Because you see her tits.
Yeah, I guess.
There's a reason they made her wear a white shirt and run through the rain. Like,
oh, yeah. Oh, another whip through a window scene.
I knew it was gonna happen, and
then
jumped.
Reggie's dad, rough.
Grandpa.
And Reggie's, oh yeah, he did nothing wrong too. These poor guys, and they get like the worst deaths. Gouged his eyes out.
In my mind, these two count.
The boob counter agrees. I still love the fact that it's like fast running feet, and she trips, and then you get the slow walk.
Because it's moist.
They're like, yeah, we should make her fall because then she gets more muddy and then we get to have a booty shot. You can definitely tell the director did soft porn before this.
I could get over everything about this Jason if he didn't walk so fucking fast. Well, he looks like me trying to walk around the mall.
He's not Jason. He doesn't have like special teleportation walking. He's just a human.
Yeah, I know, but he's just like, it's like speed walking, like the people when you go into the store.
Oh, I forgot about this. Reggie comes in with the freaking bulldozer.
Reggie's the man.
Reggie is the Tommy of this movie. You're right. You called.
Yeah, saving fucking his girlfriend, being like, "Got you, Pam." And just yeeted Jason.
And that would have really hurt too, because that's just Roy, right?
Yeah, why didn't he move?
Maybe because he was too caught up in the psycho moment. And he was looking at them titties.
Yeah. Sames, bro.
Reggie's going to cop a feel here if he was smart. Oh, you got a kiss. There you go. Well, she's getting a little too
here, just see
Reggie
him.
There.
You deserve it. You saved me.
Yeah, there you go. He copped a feel right there. Look at him.
Look at him just cupping it.
I'm just going to cup your tit a little bit.
It's probably the first titty ever seen and touched.
That was probably his payment for doing the film.
Offset, when this scene ended, he was just like, yo, okay, I can't stop like looking. You'd be like,
oh yeah, boot fuck him. Do it. And like we don't see Tommy at all, so that we think he's Tommy. So we still haven't seen Tommy in a while. And because Tommy would have been able to make the mask because he's a special effects artist. I get it. But he got sliced open at that point. Look, he's bleeding.
Oh yeah, even when he survives, how is he gonna explain that?
Yeah. He's a paramedic.
Yeah, he's gonna like have to fix it wound-wise, but eventually someone's gonna be like, what the fuck happened to you, bro? You look like you got hit by a tractor. Oh, I did. You see, I made a movie. Or, I mean, there's a movie made about me. Because he can't move the head because he's not actually Jason, so he's got to move his shoulders with it. Little things.
So the guy who was throwing the axe in the beginning, he actually got the role because he was originally going to be cast as Jason. And then they ended up casting someone else last minute. So then he ended up being in the film as that part instead.
Well, sucks for him.
Yeah, really? He got the shittiest one. We got like,
because I know it might be
screen time or none.
It might be one of people's least favorite, but hey, it's a Jason nonetheless. And if you're playing that role, I'm still gonna count it.
Oh my god, here we go. I gotta talk about this. So Tommy Jarvis's actor in this, John Shepard, who spent several months volunteering at a state mental hospital to prepare for the role, and said that he felt really disappointed to discover that repetition was actually the 5th entry in the Friday the 13th series. Dick, who played Roy, hated the movie by calling it a piece of trash, and director Danny Steinman, who started out as a porn director, stated that he shot a fucking porno in the woods there. You wouldn't believe the nudity they cut out. God, even the guy who played Roy hated the goddamn movie.
That's probably like the porn parody that they just need to release.
There you go. It probably exists.
Like, why even work on the movie? You don't even need to do anything. Just release it and then be like, Jason porn parody. Friday the 69th. On guard.
Ash versus
Throw it
Evil
at
Dead?
him.
What? Ash versus
Jason? I was thinking Leatherface. When she popped out of it and she's all like, I was like, this is probably what a Leatherface would look like.
I see the red chainsaw and I just think Ash Williams because it's red.
I did think of Ash, but I thought of Leatherface immediately.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's not fully, I mean, he's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So
Roy kind of goes cross-eyed in that scene.
He's always cross-eyed. He's fucking stupid. Sorry. So Tommy's here. So run,
At least
Tommy,
he doesn't
run.
look like a boglin.
That is true. I mean, equally comparable. Roy Jason Voorhees
1,000%.
or Manila, son of Godzilla.
Just make a Manila with Jason mask, and that's
probably look more. Actually, probably look a lot like Jason because of his more.
I was thinking that too. The round ass
and
head,
gray. He's all gray, like zombified.
See, that's what we needed for that character all along. Is a nice, sweet, like face mask.
Exactly.
Put him in a COVID mask.
All right, yo, Tommy, now's your time. You've been training for this moment. He probably was so disappointed. He's like, I've been training for this moment. He finally takes him down, and then he finds out it wasn't even Jason.
I feel like the downside is like he's just standing there like, this is a dream. This is a dream. And then he's like, fuck, I could have moved.
Yeah, at this point, he knows it's real. So now he's like, I'm going to take you down. Oh, he should have stabbed him in the ball sack. What was he thinking? Right for the sack. The blue markings on it instead of the red ones are foreshadowing that the real killer isn't Jason at all. Well, no shit. Violet was originally planned to be killed by stabbing while being Violet was originally to be killed by being stabbed in the crotch with a machete while exercising. A still photo featuring the makeup effect for that death scene is available online. However, the producers found Violet's original cause of death to be tasteless, and thus it was changed to the one depicted in this movie. Well, goddamn. That's funny. This whole scene with this ending scene here with Roy and Pam attacking with the chainsaw and all that, it was actually filmed on Halloween night in 1984.
That'd be a good Halloween, especially as an adult. Can't go trick or treat, but we get to film a horror movie. I'm in.
Oh, it's contradicting. Sorry, exercising. It was supposed to be Violet doing gymnastics, but it ended up her being dancing instead. They said
I like the dancing scene better.
Yeah, me too.
Like I said before, had to run so they could walk.
Wow, really? Jason takes him in the hat and tied this for the highest body count until Jason Goes to Hell, which surpassed them both.
Trash.
27 kills in that movie, though.
Yeah, it's still trash. I don't care how many kills.
Right?
You can only save a movie so much.
And it's funny because like people compare that to Wes Craven's New Nightmare from Nightmare on Elm Street, and I think Wes Craven's New Nightmare is a far better film than Jason Goes to Hell was. I really
have to agree, but if you have to compare the franchises, then I agree to that as well.
Did you like Wes Craven's New Nightmare? I enjoyed that one a lot.
I enjoyed it, but it's not great.
Oh, all right. Foreshadowing. Here we go.
It's kind of like the Nightmare on Elm Street remake. I enjoyed the story more than like the makeup work and other things because I like when they go into backstories a little more. Yeah,
and I thought I liked Jackie Earle Haley as an actor, but I thought that he wasn't good as Freddy. I think he's better as Rorschach in Watchmen.
I just always got to use Robert Englund.
He'd be such a great Scarecrow from Batman series. Jackie Earle Haley. If anyone from Warner Brothers is listening, if you cast a Jonathan Crane, a Scarecrow in the future, please make it Jackie Earle Haley, please. Though it's really interesting that we bring up Robert Englund because he actually voices Scarecrow and some animated stuff in the Injustice 2 video game. So, and it's funny because there's during the fatality, it's funny because Scarecrow says the one famous Freddy line where he's like, "Now I'm playing with power," in the game as Scarecrow. It's a nice little homage to Freddy. All right, Tommy, live up to your domain here. Come on, buddy. Save Reggie.
Boys coming through.
We get a lot of survivors in this one. I just realized we have 3 survivors.
Yep.
Oh. Yeah.
Mask falls off first.
Right, you're done for, bud. And now it pans down to reveal who it was the whole time. Just a dude.
Roy.
Just some guy.
Roy. I'd keep the mask after. This is mine.
And with him in the rain and the muddy face and his eyes closed, you can't even tell that it's Roy anyway. So they have to kind of explain it. It doesn't look like him.
I feel like if they, you know how they added like the damage to the hood because like he fell and whatnot. If they didn't shred it, that's probably why they added the shredded hood.
Yeah,
because they had to show like the hair because it just looked like an uncircumcised cock, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well,
probably would have.
I own one of the hoods with the mask, man, and I've tried it on. I look like an uncircumcised dick, so I know how he feels.
Probably would have been an uncircumcised dick. Would have been a better killer than Roy. So.
Genital jousting.
Fuck yeah.
The 13th.
By the way, everyone just go type genital jousting in on Google or YouTube. Trust me, it's not a porn thing. You'll love it. Check out the game. It's a great game.
Or is it?
Dun, dun, dun. It depends how you look at it. It's definitely not appropriate for kids. So if you're, I mean, why are you watching this? But yeah, definitely check out genital jousting. It's a silly game. Yeah, you quiet kid. He's been through a lot. Oh, so it's Roy. Okay. Because like they have to explain it because like I said, it doesn't look like him. I imagine people the first time they watch that when it pans down and shows him impaled on the spikes, you're like, who the fuck's that?
Fuck is that?
Yeah, like who's the killer? Was it just some dude?
It ain't Tommy.
Yeah, this is who played Jason? Oh, dude number 4. I don't know. Jesus. Yeah, so it shows there that they kept it a secret. He went psycho. Psycho killer. Qu'est-ce que c'est?
I hate that song so much.
Better. Run away from Roy. He sucks at being Jason. Yeah. Went off the loony bin. Guess it ran in the family then, eh? Shit.
Probably.
Yo, for how wet she is and how much she's crying, how is that makeup still on?
She's got some really good makeup, my friend.
Yeah, primed the shit.
She's got that Sephora.
No,
that top dollar shit.
It's been tested on all the animals, so you know it's good, right? Fuck life.
Oof.
It's awful. True, it's awful, but it's true. We do not condone animal testing or harm against animals, by the way.
No,
we're not consumers of that kind of
shit.
Yeah, we're not consuming animal testing products. That's why we're pointing out how stupid it is that your makeup stays on. That was a joke.
I like how you have to state that.
Because this is
the idiot.
Well, yeah, because I don't want to get attacked in the comments.
Attack. And then in the porno parody, he would have taken out his dick.
Oh my god!
You'd be like, "Wow!" Just saying.
Do we count grunts as words for Tommy?
Nah. That's like if you yawned. Does that count as a word?
That's funny. So at this point, if he doesn't say another word, and I wonder if this was planned, Tommy says exactly 13 words in this movie.
Are you serious? That's it?
Yeah, he says 13 words.
That's amazing.
13 words for Friday the 13th if we don't count grunts and noises.
I'm kind of jealous of this actor now because, like, to get into acting, this would have been the easiest script to learn.
I thought it was gonna be like one of those moments where you see like the baby crawling on the ceiling and then its head turns around.
I'm Jason.
Da, da, da. He wakes up in the hospital bed and sees Jason.
And then it turns into a threesome in the porn parody.
Sorry, like, I'm
now you got me thinking.
He's trying not to, he's like, I don't see him, but he's like, he's still staying there. So is he real? Is that actually him?
Do I have to poop?
Because he's still got that weird, I bet you it's the same guy who played Roy again in that costume, because you can still see that dopey cross-eyed look. Like one of his eyes shouldn't be there.
Dun, 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 dun,
dun. This movie has so many issues, but it's all right. Still probably like the second worst one in my opinion. Dun dun dun. Like what's with all this ending? It just makes it even more unnecessary and stupid. He takes the mask and fucking psycho. And like they wouldn't check his drawers.
I told you I would have kept it too.
They should have just ended at him opening his eyes and seeing Jason. This is all extra unnecessary footage.
It would have been just funny if it was Reggie fucking around and he was like, boo! Like in the beginning of the movie. Full circle.
And he jumps through the window. Ridiculous.
There'd be so much rain in that room.
But he's actually in the room. Worst ending ever. This movie, you know what this movie reminds me of? It reminds me a lot of Army of the Dead. A bunch of buildup for absolutely nothing just to destroy everything you built.
See, you bitched a lot, but a lot of the time you were laughing and be like, yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
see?
because
not that bad.
It's exactly what I said from the beginning. It's a terrible movie with funny moments and good kills.
Sometimes that makes a good movie.
I can't look past it, bro. I can't do it.
I definitely do agree, though. They should have just left it with him staring at Jason, though, and then been like, that was it.
Yeah.
Left you wondering what was going to go down.
So, no. First film in the series, though, to feature a killer being arrested. So that's nice. Because obviously the guy in the first scene.
When we have to watch Jason Goes to Hell, I'm going to bitch just as much as you. So,
bro, same.
The movie's trash. But the next 2 or 3, we're in for a treat.
Yeah, the next 2 movies are great. They're like cream of the crop of this series. And it's like, 3 and 4 are the best. 2 is good. 1's awesome. It's just, this is such a letdown from coming from all those ones. You know what I mean? It's just the dud in the middle of the franchise. That's what this movie is. And it's like, it's still enjoyable, but it's the dud.
This is like the halftime where you got to take a break and watch a funny one.
I guess. I don't know.
That's the way I view it. Again,
maybe because this one's so much like it is, maybe the next one is better because we just watched this one, right? You never know.
Yeah.
You never know. Well, there we go, folks, though. That was chapter 5, A New Beginning. And I'm glad it's not at the beginning and now we're at the end.
Yeah, see, you got it over with. Now you don't have to watch it anymore.
There you go. For those, if for some reason you're listening to this and you haven't seen the movie, still watch it. If you're watching them all, like you got to finish the entire series, and it's not as nail biting as you think it is. It's actually, especially if you don't know what's going on, it's a good film.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah. So, and that's why it is. Some people will enjoy it, some people won't. That's why all art is the way it is, and all movies are made the way they are. I still had a good time watching it. It's fun to pick apart, like the same way Son of Godzilla is fun to watch, to make fun of and rip to pieces. So
exactly.
Just like this one, I did enjoy that. The overall story, I think the other thing that makes me mad too is the potential this movie has. That's why I dislike it, because of the way they set everything up, with the copycat killer being such a good idea for Jason and like how they bring everything to tuition. But it's the unnecessary stupid ending with Tommy that makes no sense going into the next movie, and the blatant point outs of Roy early on for no reason. You know what I mean? There's so much that could have been taken out to make the movie a lot better, and that's what I see when I watch it. So maybe that's why I
have to agree on that one, though.
because like it could have been so much better because it has the potential to be great and it just falls flat in those areas.
I just go in knowing that it's not him, so I just start looking for those little things, and I'm glad we got to do it together because then we could be like, oh, look at that thing. This is this.
Look at that thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I like that. I know it's not Jason, and I go into it being like, yo, it's fucking Roy.
So watching this, folks, we'd love to hear your opinion on this movie and what you think of it, because we love to say whether our opinions are right or where we're wrong. Maybe expose some things we didn't see in the movie that would actually make us like it better. Feel free to leave a comment down below if you're watching on YouTube. You can always leave a review and mention us, or you can always email us or contact us at Twitter at KillerKaijuCast or at KillerKaiju@gmail.com. Guys, thank you so much for staying tuned for another episode of the Killer Kaiju podcast and continuing this fantastic series, the Friday the 13th, in all its bloody glory. Next we'll have another kaiju film. We'll be going through the Heisei Godzilla period, and we'll definitely be tackling another Friday movie. The next one, Jason Lives, it's high on my list. I'd say it's easily like in my top 5 Friday movies, so it's one to experience. I'm pretty sure it's one of the highest rated on Rotten Tomatoes. Oh, which we didn't mention. This movie, what do you think the Rotten Tomatoes score is, Josh?
60.
Really?
I don't fucking know. 30?
19%.
Oh, Jesus.
Remember part 3 had what was it? 7% or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was low. But Jason Lives has a 48, so that's pretty high. So it's still below 50, but I mean, for a slasher film, that's pretty good. Alrighty, folks. So there's the last Rotten Tomatoes segment there. We'll leave it on that note. Check it out. Watch it. If you're watching them all, don't worry. It's not like it's going to be something to claw your teeth through. It's still an enjoyable film. You'll have a good time. We're just more excited to continue on for the other films. That being said, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll see you next time on another episode of the Killer Kaiju podcast. Take care, y'all.
Bye.